Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about current events with all the rain that's going on and the fact that we're currently in hurricane season, specifically about your homes and what's covered. Just a real quick point, your car will most likely be covered in any of these events. It pretty much doesn't matter. The different perils that are covered under auto policy usually cover most everything from property damage if you have that comprehensive and collision coverage. Now, the ones I want to focus on today are your home and whether your home's covered or not under specific situations. Now, if it's a hurricane and you have water that comes up your roof and into the home, then that's covered because that's wind driven rain, and wind is covered under a policy. However, water coming into your home, say through the basement, through your basement walls, considered flooding. That's not covered. But let's say the water comes up through your sump pump. Well, if you have the backup in sewers and drains coverage, then yes, that will be covered. Again, it all depends on your specific policy, but under all the policies that I sell, those are usually covered. Um, let's talk a little bit more about this rain. We've had a ton of rain in Virginia, lots and lots of it. Well, now the ground's saturated. We have two different items that are going to come about. The first one being trees. Trees fall when the ground gets saturated. A tree, if it falls in your home, is most likely covered. That's not that big of a deal. You obviously want to try and protect the items that you do have in the home that are not affected yet. So if you do have a peril that's covered, you want to protect what hasn't been damaged already from the peril. Say your piano, you want to move it out of the way of the water seeping down into the home. Now, if the tree falls and it doesn't hit anything, it just lands in the yard, it's most likely not going to be covered. Some insurance policies do cover that, but most don't. So be prepared that if a tree falls on your property and you need to get rid of it, it's most likely going to be costing out of pocket. And lastly is landslides, mudslides. Those are really, really bad. They can cause a lot of damage really quick, and there's really nothing you can do about it, except you can get a policy for it. It is a separate policy as far as what I sell, but there are policies that cover you in landslides and mudslides. In Virginia specifically, we have a lot of red clay, and red clay is prone to landslides and mudslides, more specifically landslides, because clay is very porous, it soaks up a lot of water, and then when it dries out, it falls apart, and then you have a landslide. With all the rain that's going on right now, what we can expect is if there is a dry out coming soon, then you're at a very high risk for a landslide, especially if you live on a very steep slope or on a hill. Now, of course, all of this is much more detailed, and if you have any more questions, you can always call me at the number listed on the bottom of the screen there, or by email, which is also listed. I'm available pretty much 24 hours a day, so please go ahead and give me a call. Be more than happy to answer your questions and see what I can do to help you out. Thanks.